This is your Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So as usual, we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first of all, we'll take a different kind of looks here on different charts of NVDA and NVDA short. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy on the stock market ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first of all, we have a seasonality chart here of the old NASDAQ. Now, there are some people out there calling for a bottom maybe this week or next week, and I don't think they'd be too far off, okay? So when we take this seasonality chart here, this is exactly what we're looking for here on a, let me see if I can get that down there for you. There we go. Okay, so what we have here in January flat ski, and in February we had that nice run up, and then we had that sell off here and going into like a March here. Now, this is really where the bottoming area is, and then look how nice it runs up. Yeah, it doesn't go straight up. We have some sideways action here, but overall, this is looking very, very good. So a lot of these stocks, the easy way to trade this is with TQQQ. You can get yourself a really nice, good trade, and that's a sweet basket of everything. Your Amazon, your Meta, your Microsoft, your NVIDIAs, your Apple, your Google, even Tesla and Costco's in there. So, and it pays a small dividend. But so when they're calling for this bottom here, all you have to do is, go to equityclock.com here, go to a seasonality chart, and boom, you can see here that right there. So all these people here are not the big genius like you think. All you got to do is look at a 20-year chart. There it is right there in front of you. So we're probably getting close to a bottom. Let's just see how this all shakes out. Again, we have a whole different market here. We got tariffs. We have stuff to deal with. You have inflation. You have everything else here. So again, it doesn't play out every time like that, but the chances are looking pretty good. Okay, let's take a look here now at an NVIDIA chart. Okay, here we have NVIDIA chart here with the trend lines. Now, I showed you this last week, but I'm going to show it to you again. See, we had this bottom right here. Okay, it came right on down, and then you notice it's holding this trend line. That's the key on a closing basis, okay? If this is lost here, I'm going to show you on the charts exactly where it can go. But remember, we have a retest down all the way down to the 90s there, okay? So got to be a little bit careful here if it does not hold this trend line. Now, if it does, then we can have a nice good rally up here and maybe retest this top trend line, okay? Now, when you look at the chart, you can see here where you had this high, okay, lower high situation. Okay, there was nothing what you call bullish about that. See how you had that trend line there, trend line coming on the way on down here. Okay, so unless it would break and close above that, then you can start retesting the upper trend line. But right now you can see here where we're holding this, and maybe possibly we could have a run up to that trend line, and then we'd have to see what the reaction is. The key is just holding this level here. If it doesn't hold, then we're going to break much lower, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, here we have NVIDIA on the left, and we have NVDS, the NVIDIA short, on the right. Okay, so this works great. Now, what I've been noticing here is if the market opens up higher, it seems like it wants to sell off, okay? If it opens up lower, then it wants to start, then it'll start rallying up here into the end of the day here, okay? So that looks like what the trend is going to be. So that's why we have to play it. Okay, so if you look at an NVIDIA chart here, okay, so what we're trading, we have an inside day here so far. Basically, your high and low is the inside of the previous Friday's high and low, okay? So on the downside here, we're watching this key level is 116.40. You say, well, how did it get there? Well, all you have to do is look to the left of the chart here. He had 116.25, okay? So he came within 15 cents of that level. Okay, now, if that is lost here, then we have this retest here at 113, okay? 113.01. Now, if this is lost here, then we can just follow the charts down. But we can go all the way down to this 100 mark here very, very easily, okay? And then there's 96 below that, okay? But right now, as long as we're holding this key level, this 113 level, then we have a good shot at going to the upside. Now, the upside, you can see where the 8-day rolled right over. You're below the 100, the 50-day, and the 21-day. That's not bullish, okay? Not at all. So if this rises up here, we have to see what the reaction is. What happens when it gets to that 126.88? Okay, does it go higher, or does it stop it and come right back down again? But if you can get above that, then what we do, we come up here and we're looking at that 8 simple moving average. Okay, so you're looking at 128.33, and then we'll come up here to 129.32, and then we have that 50-day at 133.26, and then we have your 100-day right there sitting right here at 136.48. Now, if you can rally above that, then we can look here and go to that 143.44. But this is what I was showing you on the last chart here. So we have this high, see, lower high, and then all the way on down. The same way with here, we have that series of lower lows. That's that's bullish. That's downtrending. That's not bullish until we can break back above. Now, I think NVIDIA over time is going to make a big move, and I think it can go 150. I think it's going to be over time, you probably push it to the 200 area, just not today, okay? Now, an easy way to say, hey, I can capitalize on this sell-off, especially if you start losing this 113.01, is with NVDS. This is a real nice and easy short, okay? So when you look at this here, see how this 8-day now is curling up and is crossing the 21-day, the 50-day, okay? And now look at where we're going here. Look how nice this is looking. It's just the opposite of what NVIDIA is doing here, okay? So now, this is what we're looking for on the upside. You want to watch today's high, that 26.90. Then we want to watch Friday's high, that 27.73 level, okay? Now, if you get above that, we have this target at 29.66, which is basically that candle. And then we can come all the way up here, okay? You're looking at 31.64, and then you have that 200-day all the way to 33.97. Now, NVIDIA would have to go down to that 100-day for that to do that. But again, this is an easy way here. If we start losing this and NVIDIA starts dropping off here, then we can aim for that 100 area, and then we can make profits on the way up. As that NVIDIA sells, we can take profits all the way on here until we hit that 200-day. Then we sell out, and then we buy this up here again, okay? So we have a nice, good two-way trade, and this is an easy way to do that two-way trade, okay? Now, again, on the upside here, we're just watching this 200-day on NVIDIA, that 126.88, and we got to see what the reaction is once it gets there, okay? On the downside, just watch that Friday's low. That's going to be keyed at 116.40, and then we have that retest at 113.01. Now, again, if it holds this 113.01, that'd be a nice, good double bottom situation, and then we could go long. But if it doesn't, then we can just follow the candles all the way down until we get to that 100 area. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have the old Bitcoin, okay? We have your daily and your weekly chart. Now, you can see here on the old Bitcoin here, okay, we had this gap up, which I never like these gaps up because eventually they get filled kind of situation. And this is all because the old Trumpster, he tweeted, you know, that they want to build a crypto reserve, okay? So we got that big pop up. Now, Trump, okay, very, very strong guy, but I just want to say a but here, he's not stronger than the charts, okay? Okay, the charts are still king, okay? Charts are still king, okay? So as this rail jumped up here, where did it go? It went right into that 21-day, and then she's pulling right on back here, okay? So you never even made it to the 50-day, just made it up to the 21-day. This is why you trade the charts, okay? Now look at here, how many times it went up, and you couldn't hold it, and then she sold right on down, okay? So what we're looking here on the downside is very, very easy. We're looking at that 90,028. That's the 8-day, and we're looking for this 89,922. That's your 100-day. This is your key area of support. If that is lost, then we're going to come right down here to their 87,015. We'll look to Friday's high at that 87,750, and then we'll come down to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 82,185, and then we look to Friday's low at that 78,675, and then we have your retest down here at 76,454 level. Okay, so that's what you're looking on the downside. The upside, basically, we filled this gap now. So we had this gap right here. Okay. So the top of that candle was 92,755, and then the bottom there was 93,570. So that's all filled here now, but now we have this other gap. So you have to worry. Watch, again, today's low, that's at 89,380, and then we want to watch the top of this candle, 85,720. There's your gap, and there's your fill, kind of a situation. But right now we're trading here between the 8 and 100-day, okay, and the 21-day and the 50-day, okay? So you lose this area here, you're going to come down to this gap. Okay, very, very simple. If we can get above this 21-day, then we're going to go to that 97,578. That's the next target. Just as simple as that. Now you can see here how this rally ran up here on a big jump up, and this here is starting to really in the bottoming process. So again, we're sitting way on the bottom, kind of a situation. Now, when this did sell off here, all the way down to this 78,675, it did not fill this gap either. Okay, so this gap here is 77,930, so it did not fill that. Came pretty close, but didn't quite fill it. But that was your support level, and then obviously we have this 200-day at 76,455. So basically, what you're doing is we're just trading this range between the 8-day, 100-day, and this 21-day. You break up, we got the 50-day. You break down, we have the gap fill. Just that simple. Now, here on look at a weekly chart here. Well, we got to try to get back above this 92,405. That's going to be very key. That's your 21 simple moving average. Then you can work your way back up to that 8-day at 97,224. But right now here, we just have this sideways action. But, again, this is early. We want to make sure that we have a hold this here by Friday because this is the weekly chart. Okay, now, easy way to short Bitcoin is with BITI. Okay, so if you want to take a little short ski, BITI is the easy way to short it. I trade IBIT there for the long. I still have a long position on. I sold some first thing this morning in pre-market here just to take a little for that daily cash flow. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natty gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and here we have natural gas. Okay, now you can see here crude oil. Yeah, they're talking about the tariffs. This is going to run up. Yeah, it all sounds good. Okay, but the charts again are stronger than all of that nonsense. Okay, just that simple. Just remember about these tariffs. Okay, the T-man there, he uses this as a negotiation tool. He's not going to put tariffs on there and leave tariffs on there forever. It's not how he operates. He wants them to come back with a negotiation. He wants to get something for his dollar, just like you're doing there in Ukraine. Okay, I'll give you the money, but now we want something in return. We want your mineral rights. We're not just going to keep on just handing you cash. Okay, that's how he operates. So I always say, whoever's in president, you have to make sure that you trade accordingly. Okay, so the tariffs, don't sweat that. That's just a negotiating tool. It's really no big deal. Okay, we'll get around all that. All right. So you can see here we're rallied up here, but so far you can't get above this 8-day. This is crucial. You have to get this big time resistance, 70.16 on a closing basis. Next level, 71.23. Next level here is going to be that old Hondo there at 71.38. You get above that, then we have that nice 50-day. That is going to be your target. Now again, if you can get above that, then we have your 200-day at 73.78. One level at a time, and that's how you trade. That's how you make consistent money. You look at this chart, high, lower high, okay, nothing. Boom, okay, right on down. This is a downtrending situation, okay, just like we have on NVDA, just a downtrending situation, and how did that work out, okay? Now, downside, obviously, we had today's low. We had that 69.15. You just look to the left here, 69.14. Okay, so there's your support level there. If that's lost, we come right to the bottom of this candle here, 68.61, and then 68.36. That is going to be your big retest. Okay, so again, if that is lost here, we can look at all these candles, but realistically, 65.27. That's going to be your target. My short is still on with the SEO. If we lose this 68.36, I got 3,000 shares. I will probably double that situation because this is the target that we're going to be going to. Okay, 41, nowhere near overbought, oversold. Plenty of room to run on downside. Same way your green is below your red, shows as bearish, which is pretty obvious. Okay, so you want to just trade this range, this 8-day on the top, 70.15 and 68.36 on the bottom. We lose that. Here's your target. We get above that. You got the 21, the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day. That's your target. Okay, natty gas getting some love. Now, okay, we had these 3 down days here. Okay, now UNG, very good trade, jumped right into it, and I'm still long with the UNG. Okay, now, here's what we got. We came all the way down here, put in a lower low, but I said always watch these key levels. Okay, these simple moving averages are your key levels of support. Okay, 3.71, and then we have your 21-day, 3.73. We're holding that very, very nicely, okay? So today's low here, we had 3.74. We're holding it. Now we have just basically an engulfing candle. We've engulfed these 2 previous day red candles, and now we're shooting right on up here, okay? So your high today, let me see here, was 4.17. All you do is look to the left. What do you have? 4.17. That's your resistance, okay? So we have just this candle a little bit higher at 4.18. But your next level here is going to be right there at 4.20, okay? Then we'll come up to the top of this candle, 4.3, 4.32, 4.36, okay? You get above that, we have 4.39, 4.44, and then 4.47. Now, this is all based on there's a big storm coming in here and natty gases. That's why it's fickle. That's why I don't hold it overnight. Natural gas always gives you a chance to get in. It looked ugly this morning, sure. But now, if you would put it on a tick chart, a 1, a 5, and a 15-minute chart, it didn't look so ugly. It looked like it bottomed, and boom, boom, there she goes, okay? So this is what we're looking at. Now, I got UNG going there. You said it was a really, really good trade. You got that as low as 2016, high as 22.13. You're sitting right now at 21.86. I got a stop loss there at 21.60. Okay, so take my profits, get the hell out, and we live to trade another day. Okay, 57, plenty of room to the upside or the downside. Your green never crossed over. It was looked like it wanted to cross over, but now we're just kissing it, and now she might just curl right back up here. So this is very fickle, so you got to have a lot of patience here. But when you see these red candles, just let them roll. Let the trade come to you. As long as we hold that 15-21 day, then you're good. Now we have to hold this 8-day, because if we lose this 8-day situation here, then we're going to come down to the top of this candle here. That's at 3.95. Okay, then we'll come to the bottom of that candle, 3.81, and then we'll come right back into that support level at 3.71. Okay, trade. Okay, right here, short, and then scalp the long. Unless we start breaking these levels here, then add to the short, and we'll take it down there. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after your pit close. A lot of really good trading there today. Now remember, Monday is a down day. Always look for turnaround Tuesday. Monday's an up day. We look for turnaround Tuesday to the downside. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.